Look, the government has been fantastic in addressing mental health issues. They have poured a lot of funding for people to access it. But I think it has to be targeted and it has to be accessible and it has to be for people who really need it. And even if it's there, we see that many people don't use it. It takes time, it is costly. And what we are seeing is an increasing amount of distress among parents, which we didn't see before.
And you've just done research on the topic. What are the key findings?
So you would have imagined that parents, after having children, are among the most mental distressed population, but it wasn't the case before. And what we see is that now, during this crisis, there were lockdowns, school closing, people losing jobs, and we see an increasing amount of mental distress, alarming, high, and long-lasting. This is the point is that it has been long-lasting. Even today, after lockdowns have ended, we still see a large amount of parents reporting high levels of mental distress.
I guess there's a lot of pressure on parents. They're working from home, they're homeschooling. It's that work-life balance that has been blurred during this pandemic. Now, in terms of the research, one of the concerning findings is actually the surge in mental distress for employed Australians working from home. Why is that?
Exactly. So it is not only, well, that one, and also that is fathers that have been affected by this. And so what we believe is mothers, once the children come into the family, mothers tend to move to jobs that offer more flexible work arrangements. They use family-friendly policies, they take on leave, and they are willing to accept this challenge. While fathers, it is still the case that fathers don't use these policies. So the crisis comes, it hits families, you have to stay at home, you have to homeschool your children. And all of a sudden you're realizing that these family-friendly policies are not really available for fathers. And in previous crises, they would have changed jobs. But at this point, it is with this job insecurity, it is very unlikely that they would try to do this. So it is the financial stress. Having a job used to be a protection of mental distress. It is no longer that case. But what we see, and this is quite interesting, is the role of the partner. So before, we used to see that whether your partner had a job or not didn't matter a lot for your own mental health, but now it does. And it is increasingly so for fathers. So having this dual earner model in families, it's very important. It protects against financial disaster, and it also protects your mental health.
Yes, and it goes back to security, job security, as you said, Susan. What are some of the long-term detriments of this? Is there a flow-on effect for children in the family?
Definitely. Unfortunately, with the data that we have, we cannot see anything about children, but it is definitely so. We as parents, we care for our children. We offer them a secure home. And being in long-term distress makes you unable to cope with this. As much as you want to be a loving and calm parent, sometimes it is just impossible. And adding on top of that, the stress of work, it is kind of impossible.
Yeah, you can't be perfect all the time, that's for sure. Just finally, Susan, a number of people, they'll be going back to work next year. As some still working from home, others going back to the office. How can people navigate this hybrid working environment? Have you got any tips?
Oh, look, I think one of the things that we've seen is that it is possible to work from home. Some people love it, some people hate it. And I think the fact that businesses are seeing that this is possible, that flexible work arrangements are possible, that people are still being productive and doing as much as they can, it is a good fact. Now, I'll say, look, it has taken us months and months to work from home, to find a routine, and now we have to go back to normal. So it takes time. You got to be kind to yourself, and you got to take it easy and make things work.